I hope everyone had a spectacular day. Easy Auto Fix here, and today we're going to learn how to change spark plugs. The whole purpose of the spark plug is to create a great spark to ignite fuel and air mixture. This creates a mini explosion in your car, which we relate to combustion. The tools you'll need for this job is a spark plug socket, universal joint, a socket wrench set, extensions, compressed air, and silicone grease. The first step is to remove the negative battery terminal to prevent any potential electrical damage. The second step is to remove any obstructions in your way from getting access to your spark plugs. In my case, I have this air intake hose. My first step is to remove the MAF sensor. For most MAF sensors, just push down on the tab and pull back for removal. Now we'll just remove the filter cover by flipping these 3 clips downward. Now we're just gonna ease the compression of the hose clamp by loosening the 8mm bolt with our socket wrench. Keep in mind in your car could be a different bolt size. Now that everything's loose, we can remove the air intake hose assembly. Now we're going to remove the PCV hose by pressing the clip to the side. And you're going to want to do the same thing to the top side. Basically, the way this works is you pull the tab to the side, which expands the ring, which gives you enough space to pull it out. The second step is to use compressed air to remove any type of debris that can fall into the spark plug tunnels. If you don't have an air compressor, just go to Walmart. They sell compressed air in a little can for less than 10 bucks. The third step is to remove the ignition coils. We're going to start off by removing the electrical connector. Now we're going to use a 7mm socket to remove the coil bolt. Make sure to wiggle it out carefully. The fourth step is to use compressed air, specifically inside the spark plug tunnel. Sometimes too much debris can fall inside a spark plug tunnel, resulting to you not being able to take the spark plug out. The fifth step is to use your spark plug socket and extension to remove the spark plug. Now when I take out the spark plugs, I use one hand on the extension and I use the other hand to rotate. I do this because if you come out at an angle and you rotate it, it's going to strip the threads. According to my spark plug manufacturer, I don't need to put silicone grease. Make sure to check with yours. A good rule of thumb is start turning by hand before torquing it. You'll be able to find the torque specs specifically for your car in your owner's manual. Mine was 25 Newton meters. You want to put silicone grease on the boot. The purpose of silicone grease is to prevent moisture from coming in, which causes corrosion. Once you got your coil in, you want to use your socket wrench to tighten the bolt. Once it's flush, you want to give it an extra 1/2 inch turn to secure the coil. The last step is to plug in the coil electrical connector. If you guys are gaining value from this video, please do me a favor, like and subscribe, and let's get back to it. Now you just repeat the same process on all the spark plugs on your car. It's good to do one spark plug at a time. This helps you to keep everything in order to get nothing mixed up. The only time I needed a universal joint is for this spark plug back here. I love the universal joint just because it helps me get in tight spaces like this one. Now the setup that I have here is the spark plug socket, universal joint, and the extension. As always, make sure to start off by hand and follow through with the socket wrench. Once you replaced all the spark plugs, you want to put everything back together how it was. Keep in mind, not all cars have the same engine sizes. I have a V8 Triton engine and this required 8 spark plugs. Your car could have 4, 6, 8, or even 16 spark plugs if you have a Hemi engine. At the end of the day, all engines have a similar sequence when it comes to replacing your spark plugs. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have an amazing day.